Hello, my friends. Welcome to our last live broadcast for today. And oh my God, I can't believe the results that people are having on LinkedIn. You know, we're in some very, very troubling times. Uh, Stores are being closed, businesses are being shut down, people are being required, mandated to stay in their homes. And some people can expect to, be out of work for a couple of weeks. And it's a terrible thing. But what it does is it creates an environment where more and more people are going to be interested in working from home, generating an income from home. And earlier today, we had one of my coaching students come on, and she said, Max, the conversation that you had with this person yesterday resulted in a conversation on the phone, and she called in this morning to say, I signed her up in my business. Signed her up in my business, and there's no reason why you can't be doing the same thing. So for those of you that are in boot camp, for those of you that are coaching students, type in your questions, type in what you're looking for as far as help is concerned, and we will jump in, demonstrate exactly how quickly this process can work. Now, there are 4 steps that produce immediate results and faster enrollments. We're specifically going to be talking about LinkedIn. Now, over the years, I've always stressed working on the biggest social networks. And clearly, we've been talking about Facebook. You can't avoid talking about Facebook. But LinkedIn is better than Facebook. 4 steps. Create a page, connect with people, communicate with them, close them, and then jump on LinkedIn, jump on Facebook, and start talking to people. Now, there are 3 steps to becoming successful at anything. 1, get mentored by someone who has already achieved the results you want. 2, find out the exact steps you need to take. And 3, take immediate action. Now, there's no one out there, and I say this with all humility, that can teach you faster to be successful in the online world than me. I will help you break through the biggest barrier to being successful in your business, having people to talk to. You know, they say that knowledge is power, and it is. It really is. But it isn't power until it's applied. And what I'm going to be sharing with you is something that is so totally duplicatable, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it fast. And the end result is you can bring people into your business on Monday, and by Wednesday, they're bringing in their friends. I'm going to throw a lot of information at you during this session, so I want to introduce you to the power of yet, because with practice and perseverance, nothing can stand in your way to becoming successful. The most important part of the process is you have to have people to talk to. And Facebook and LinkedIn give you the opportunity to talk to more people than any other place in the world. So as some of you start going through this material and you start thinking, I can't do this yet, because anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. It's like learning to dance. If you're thinking this doesn't work yet, because it works for everybody, and it'll work for you. I don't know yet. I'm going to expose a lot of you to things that, frankly, your upline might be saying, no, don't do this. And when it starts working for you, your upline's going to come back to you, and they're going to want to know what you're doing. You may or may not want to tell them. It doesn't make sense yet. Well, I promise you, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. And I promise you, over a period of time, and we're not talking about a long time, it will make sense. I don't get it. Same thing. Everybody gets it. And I'm not good at this yet. Again, it's like learning how to dance. It's like the cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 3, 4, cha-cha-cha. You learn the steps. Then you put the steps to music, the rhythm of the conversation, and then you get out on the dance floor and start dancing with people. And I promise you, you will get better depending upon the amount of exercise, the amount of engagement, the amount of dancing that you do. A mind is like a parachute, but it only works when it's open. I'm going to be sharing with you success stories of people that are doing it, not to impress you, but to impress upon you what you can be doing, what members of your team can be doing. Over the years, it's been called the MAX method. It's a proven and simple 4-step formula that's behind the success of the top earners in your business on Facebook and LinkedIn. When you follow the formula to the letter, it will produce great results for you no matter what you're selling. You can engage and close sales with the people you know on Facebook or LinkedIn or with total strangers. Now, LinkedIn is going to become your favorite social network. No doubt about it. And we're going to show all of you how you can use it for free. It is the world's largest professional networking site. It's Facebook for professionals. It is king. It beats everything else that's out there. And again, when you know how to use it properly, you can use it for free. LinkedIn has now grown to 660 million professionals. 57% of them are men, 43% of them are women. And for those of you that have been students for a while, you know the old candy ball. The candy ball represents everybody that's on LinkedIn. The red M&Ms represent customers, people that would buy your products. The green M&Ms represent business builders, people who are looking for an opportunity. The blue M&Ms represent network marketers that are engaged in a business and they are happy. And you'll notice there's a scattering of nuts. How many times a day can you reach into that ball? How many times a day can you log into LinkedIn, scroll down a list of fitness instructors or personal trainers or people that work in restaurants and pick out the people that you know in advance would be interested in talking to you? Answer as many times a day as you want. You could find business builders, you could find customers as easily as reaching into that ball. You can use LinkedIn for instant enrollments and faster rank advancement. Every second, 2 new LinkedIn profiles are being added. That means every day 172,800 people set up a profile on LinkedIn. Every week, 1.2 million people do it. And every month, LinkedIn grows by close to 5 million new profiles. The 4 things that make a LinkedIn the best social network for prospecting and recruiting. 1, the profiles. The profiles. The profiles contain information. It's a resume. And it helps you identify a good prospect in advance of contacting them. Second, we've got a method of communicating with other users. Third, a searching feature that enables you to filter through the entire population of users for prospecting and recruiting. And 4, the ability to create, use, and share videos that attract perfect prospects so you can dominate whatever niche market you're looking to go after. But it is number 2, the method of communicating with other users, that's the most important. You know, let me just kind of bring you up to date on what's happening with Facebook. And the reason, frankly, that we're using and stressing LinkedIn more. Again, 43% of the people on Facebook are women, 57% men. And you've got more nuts. People that are on there, you got kids, you got people with agendas that you're not interested in communicating with. But in spite of that, you can still pick out the business builders, the green M&Ms. You could pick out the blue M&Ms, the network marketers. You could pick out the reds. They're easy to identify. They're easy to spot. It's just that you got more nuts. And unfortunately, nuts are coming to LinkedIn. When I was working with somebody in a coaching session, we came across this profile for Daniel Davidson, and they're using a picture of Eric Worre. And yesterday, one of my students was talking to Amanda, and when asked, well, how is LinkedIn working for you? I believe I've been on it for 2 years. Unfortunately, some men use this for a dating site. Right? It's coming. It's changing, but no problem. You can use it effectively because you know in advance by reading a person's profile why they're there. Think about it for a minute. 660 million professionals are on LinkedIn for networking. You can connect with targeted professionals who are interested in network marketing. LinkedIn has added many of Facebook's most popular features. The keyword search will help you identify perfect cream of the crop prospects. The advanced search will help you locate people looking for new opportunities. The notifications, these are all features on Facebook, help you follow the activity of your prospects, and live chat enables you to talk to people, qualify them with questions, and enroll leaders. You know what your prospects are doing and when, just like Facebook. You have direct links to YouTube, you have a direct link to Twitter, and the smartphone app gives you video capabilities on your LinkedIn page. And we are in the process of introducing all new video and texting tactics that are going to enable you to share your opportunity. Now, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, to prevent you from jumping on Facebook, from jumping on LinkedIn, and talking to people every day. And ultimately, that's what it's all about. LinkedIn lets you easily connect with the people you know, but they're going to restrict your ability to connect with the people you don't know unless you know their email address. They want to charge you to message the people you don't know. But there's a way around it. You see, LinkedIn has secret doors. They make it possible to connect with some of the people you don't know. They make it possible to connect with more perfect prospects, communicate with them as fast and easily, and close more sales in less time without paying for it. And we're going to jump into a couple of accounts and demonstrate how the process works. Your competition is using these secret doors, and you should be using them too. And you could be using them for free. The universal social networking formula works on every social network. 4 C's equal big bucks. That's it. Create, connect, communicate, and close. An hour a day or two, you can be talking to people that you know in advance need and want what you have, and you can turn LinkedIn, you could turn any social network into your own money-making machine. Creating your page is the first part. A great profile helps you stand out from the crowd, attract your target audience, makes you irresistible to the people that you want to talk to. We introduced a few years ago the chameleon strategy. Reverse engineer your profile to match your prospect. They call it branding. But branding is permanent. And, you could change your profile to match your prospect. It can look one way for people that are interested in one thing and one way for something else. And once your profile is set up, you proactively choose the best prospects. You always want to think quality over quantity. When we create our profile, you fill in every section, make them public to stand out from the crowd. Tell your story, not your company's story. Project the real you. Be genuine and be the person your prospect would like you to be. Reverse engineer its content so you appeal to the people you're reaching out to talk to in the first place. Your profile options are unlimited. Think of your profile as a blank canvas. Fill in the blanks. Your options, again, unlimited. Now, everyone's profile page is unique from everybody else's. And so what happens is I call this your social network DNA. Because all the things that make you special, when you fill in all the blanks, when you start doing searches, when you start looking for people, what happens is LinkedIn, Facebook, they all do the same thing. They match you up with similar people. In our universal profile checklist, we've got 10 steps to give you maximum profile visibility. And then it's a matter of connecting with people, Connect with the people you know, the friends of your friends, and then strangers that you want to know. And then communicate with people. Talk to people at your convenience. Identify perfect prospects. Qualify them by asking questions. Discover what their problems are. Identify their needs and close the prospects that need and want what you have. Talk to 5 to 20 qualified prospects every day. Use your company tools to show your business. Close a sale every day, and then enroll new business builders and customers. Then duplication will take your business to the next level. Help your new recruits duplicate the process within 72 hours and help them make their first sales within 72 hours. Teach your new recruits to duplicate the process they just experienced with you and use it to recruit their connections. Show them what to do and what to say to their existing connections so they do and say exactly what you just did and said to them. Then show them how to make connections with strangers that would naturally be attracted to them. Show them how to repeat the process over and over again. And build a duplicating team. All right, so what I'm going to do is let's take a pop-up here and let's look at okay. So Sandy says, no need to, I'm not getting any restaurant people to respond. What's the deal? Well, it could be the people that you're reaching out to. We'll take a look at that. We got a couple of folks here that have questions. Ron says, I just asked someone about their experience with network marketing, and they say they don't want to work for those companies because they've had friends and family members who had disaster results. What would be the best response? Best response would be to talk to somebody else. Okay? Now, you could ask them, well, remember, it's not their experience. It's the experience that their friends and family members have had. You're not in the convincing business. You're in the sorting business. You got too many other people that you can talk to. And Eric's got a couple. Shawnee's got a couple. Let's look over here in the chat area and see what we got. And it looks like Carol got another one from LinkedIn. Let's listen to Carol and find out what her story is. Let's see. All right. So first, let's look over here. And we're going to pop over to LinkedIn. Now, Rebecca called in this morning to share her success story. Let's go over and look. So here's what happened, okay? Rebecca reached out to Susan, who was looking for an opportunity. All right? She was looking for an opportunity. It was right here on her page. You look down, you scroll down. And turn around and look. She has been looking for since August. Or I should say since December. She's been looking for a job. So Rebecca reached out to her. Rebecca reached out to her in January 18th. Sends her a message to make a connection, wishes her a happy new year. And what goals have you set? Well, I look to find new employment where I can be appreciated. What about you? Well, and that's as far as it got. This was in January. So on Thursday, we're talking about yesterday, Rebecca says, hey, let's reach out to her. So I jumped into her account and I typed, I hope you've been well. It's been a while since we connected. Did you ever find a new job? What are you doing now? And in less than 4 minutes, she wrote back, I haven't. With the virus situation, it definitely has slowed me down. I've been able to help out a friend with kids, however, but that stopped. What about you? All right, so I'm sitting there, and 10 minutes later, I wrote back, things are good. People are going crazy about the virus, and my business is exploding. Everyone wants a business they can do from home. Now, you have all the skills necessary to be successful with this. Would you be interested in learning how you could work with me and make money from home on the internet? Yes. Tell me more. And so, do you have a few minutes to talk? Well, I have to go to talk to my son, go get my son from work. I'd be available at 4. Well, she called her at 4, signed her up in the business. Contact made in January, follow up in March. This is how it works, folks. You have unlimited access to people. All right? So let's hear from Carol.
Hi, Max.
Hi, Carol. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
I'm having fun. It sounds like you're having fun too.
Oh, yeah. And your voice is sounding better.
Yeah. It's all about ice. It's all about tea. Carol, how do I find you on what's your email?
It is LOA Carol
There we
at
are.
Gmail.
There we are. So, you enrolled somebody yesterday,
Yes.
and
hmm
what did the person do?
She actually is not doing anything right now.
Hmm.
Well, up until yesterday.
Gotcha.
She's at home taking care of her father who has dementia.
Uh huh. And
And
is she on here?
yes, her name is Betsy, Betsy, Betsy Jones. That's it.
Okay. Now, I'm just out of curiosity. How? Let's see. When did you connect with her initially?
You know, I can't go back all the way to the beginning, but it would have been a couple of weeks ago, the end of February.
Okay.
And you know, the funny thing is, she was a big talker, so I didn't have to go back and forth with a lot of questions because
Hmm.
she already answered questions with
Hmm.
all her talking.
So you reached
And
out there at the end of, I guess, February 26th.
right, okay, you got back up.
Hmm.
Good, good.
Oh boy, she really, yeah, she likes to talk.
Right, right.
Holy smokes!
Uh-huh.
I was laid off, and then this is March. So, what do you have in mind when you talk about working from home? Look at this. Wow. So it looks to me like you used one of the transition lines.
Yes, I gave her a bit of
Uh huh.
a launch sort of
Right. Uh huh.
an approach.
And you explained a little bit about the importance of what it takes to be successful in network marketing.
Uh-huh.
And then, would you
Yeah.
like to know how we would work together? And she says, yes. You set up a time to talk.
Right. And
And,
at that point, she kind of fell off the grid. She said, you know, she'll get back to me, and it was one of those deals where that didn't happen at first.
mhm. Well, you got to have a little patience. So, and what happened when you spoke to her on the telephone?
Well, we had a lengthy conversation, needless to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I did get back to her again, and I kind of relaunched with virus kind of thing. You know
Mm-hmm.
how we owe it to ourselves and to the public to share this information with people. And I put one of those images in, the Eleanor Roosevelt image in at
Uh-huh.
the end,
Yeah.
and she came back and she said that's really what got her that image because her mother and her grandmother used to quote Eleanor Roosevelt all the time, so she connected with that.
Mm-hmm. And
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 then we set the time and that was it. She said, "Let's do this thing."
well, great. Great. Now you're gonna set her up, show her basically some very, very simple things that she can do to
Yes.
make herself more visible, and now the goal is going to be to help her get 8 customers,
Yep.
and actually not just 8 customers, help her get 8 people that could be potential business builders,
Yep. Yep.
and she's going to be able to do that. So congratulations.
Well, thank you, and thank you for teaching us this process.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. How long have you been in network marketing?
About 6.5 years now.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think you would be today if you'd learned this 6 years ago?
Oh, a lot farther along than I am right now. I'll
Well,
tell you that.
the good news is that what you're going to find is that the time it's going to take you to go to the top of your business is going to be a lot compressed and a lot faster than some of the leaders in your company. I can't tell you how many leaders I've talked to that are at the top of the company, and when they finally grasped the process, they came back and said, "Oh my God, if I had known this, if I had access to this, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, I'd be the biggest distributor in the company."
Right.
But you're on your way.
Yeah.
You're on your way.
I can tell you a lot more people are making appointments now. Not everybody signs up, but a lot more response from people, and also our downline people down into the organization are bringing people in. So most of them are following your format.
Well, great. So, what level are you in your company now?
We're DCF 7, Ellie and I.
Okay. So, what's our goal?
Well, the immediate goal is senior,
Right.
and keep going from there.
And what's after senior?
Well, executive would be the next big one.
Okay. You're a D7.
Yes,
You'll be a senior director by the end of April.
I hope so.
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
Why not?
the way you're going, no question about it. I know, because I've watched other people do it.
Good.
So congratulations. All right, let's take a look at some other conversations, and we're going to see exactly how people do well and why people might be struggling. Because the bottom line, at the end of the day, it's a simple, simple process. Talk to the right people. Identify people by what you see on their profile. Identify people by the way they answer your questions. And, you're good to go. First, what I want to do is I'm going to jump into, close out of this. We're going to jump into Sandy's account first. And so Sandy is reaching out to bartenders. Okay? So if we come over here into our message area, actually, let's go over to her network first. And let's look at the people that have recently connected with. And doesn't look like we've had any bartenders. Well, here's somebody that's looking for an opportunity. Let's come back up here and go to over here. And we're going to come over here to manage. And so we're going to look at all of the connection requests you sent. Okay. And let's try to figure out why some of these people haven't responded to you. So let's take a look at Andrea. Open up the profile. And now, she started this profile in 2000, sometime after 2016. We have no way of telling how active she is. Okay? No way of telling how active. So basically, we just need to, kind of wait. It's almost 4 years ago. The more a person puts on their profile, like lead bartender, all right, same thing. Okay, this is a shot in the dark. She created that profile sometime after 2013. Maybe she did it in 2014. And this is, this is a shot. Okay, what you'd really like to find is people that are very active on here. But look, once they get a job, and let's come down here a couple of days. Let's look at her server. Now, she did this last July, so there's a high probability that at some point in time she's going to respond. So the most important thing is we're not reaching out to people that created a profile years ago looking for exciting opportunities. So here we see 2015. It's a 5-year spread. What we want to do is try to find them a little bit closer. When you look and see that they've started a job, let's say 2018, 2019, as long as you've got it up, hey, take a shot. So this is the reason why, this is, let's just come down here a little further. Looking for challenging new opportunities. Now, this is the reason why. Okay, this is the reason why. If we come down here, again, this is 2017. This is the reason why you want to use Sales Navigator. Okay, what you do is you come over here to Sales Navigator. We come over here to all right, so let's look for okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to take these things out. Okay? So we're going to come over here, we're going to do we're going to go look at bartender. So up here, you've got 957,000 bartenders. Now we could scroll down here and we could do geography. And we could say zip code. In fact, Sandy, I'm going to unmute you for just a second. Okay, it looks like she dropped off. So I'm just going to put in my postal code. Within 50 miles of me. Okay. Now you can put in a number of postal codes. So there's 9,300 and 9,383. This is one of the reasons why you want to use Sales Navigator. Search. And out of these 9,000, there are 653 that did something in the last 30 days. All right? And this is what you're looking for. Past her, she was a bartender. So we have a bartender. He's a maintenance manager now. He was a bartender. This person's a bartender at the Fontainebleau. Bartender at BJ's Restaurant. Bartender at Flanagan's. Okay? Bring up the profile. Now, don't communicate with them in Sales Navigator. Come to this back door, view the profile over on LinkedIn. Okay, she's looking for bartending opportunity. But we know she was active in the last 30 days. This is why Sales Navigator is worth its weight in gold. For those of you that are joining us in boot camp, they give you a 30-day free trial. Sign up for it. Use it for free. Bang it up. You're going to find it's invaluable. Okay, so let's kind of scroll down here and let's look at Amy. The beautiful thing about all of this is there's a record of everything that you do. You can see exactly what people are doing, what people are saying. So she's talking to Paul. Retired early as a teacher looking for an opportunity in the private sector. Okay, so he retired as a teacher, but the last thing you see here is 2012. Okay, all right, looks like we were at Notre Dame at the same time. Okay. Now, you're asking, what about you? Let's see if you... So you ask somebody what they do. You mentioned you're going to retire. He wants to know about your internet business. Okay, so have you had any experience with network marketing? And he says he's a little bit of an introvert. All right. Let me unmute Amy. So she write, uh, yeah, Amy, did you write this or did I write this?
You did.
I was gonna say because you you really did a good job here.
No, it was you.
All right, so the bottom line here is the guy says he's tried a bunch of businesses. So we're coming back with that. I agree it's important to be 100% behind the company. I also agree that Malibu is a great company because that's what I'm doing. Okay, so now let's. While you may be more of an introvert than a socialite, thanks to social networks like LinkedIn and even Facebook, shy and introverted people are all building a business. Now, I have a system that can help you build a growing Maluka business in just 2 hours a day. What was the reason you turned it down? I was going to do it, but didn't want to start out with more purchases than I wanted. I also didn't want to talk on the phone at the set times the person who was bringing me in wanted to talk to. Aha! I had called the company to join and been assigned the person bringing me in. Was looking forward to buying vitamins. Don't have Facebook. Was injured, hit by a taxi. Okay. Okay. So basically, so this is what happens. Whoever the company tried to get him to somebody, and he still hasn't signed up. He still hasn't signed up. All right? So,
Is there a limited time? Or
no. What, a limited time for what?
I don't know, that he can talk to somebody else or no?
Well, no. He can talk to anybody. He can talk to anybody he wants. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so the company referred someone to him. She didn't keep one or two of them. Then tried to get me to come in buy more than I was. So he didn't sign in. Okay, mm-hmm. He didn't do it yet. Well, today is your lucky day. It's too bad. It's too bad you had to experience that. To go through that experience. Now, what do we want to address? I'd be delighted to work with you. Mm-hmm. Work with you. And show you how to build the business online. On LinkedIn. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. You will always be able to count on me to be available when you have questions or need my help. By reaching out to me here or texting me on my phone. Okay, next, now it's entirely possible that she doesn't have the one to go thing. So so basically what we want to say is neither will I insist that you purchase anything more than you need. Now, did we tell him you have a system where you can do this in 2 hours a day? Did we already do
Yes.
that? Okay, good. And you know, they say in life that timing, is everything. Go L and we'll, what?
They say.
They say. Who says?
They.
Right, they say. So they say in life that timing is everything. And we'll throw in a little LOL. Now what we want to do is we want to go on the phone. So when would be a convenient time for us to talk on the phone okay? And now you find out a lot about this, and bada bing, bada boom. And let me be clear here. You know, when people are looking at a business opportunity, a lot of time, most of the time, the way people get into network marketing is they need a product. Somebody shares the product. You know, they have a solution for an ailment. And then, of course, if the person is looking, realize, well, I make this into a business opportunity, this is really exciting. Sometimes what happens is people don't realize it, that there is a business opportunity. So somebody turns them onto the products, and then they find that the person who brought them into the business doesn't have a clue as to how to build the business. And so then they have to go searching upline to find somebody that can help them. And so there are people you're going to find in very good companies. They love the products that they're in, but they have nobody to help them build the business. One of the things we talk about in our 2-day retreats is the concept of shopping for a sponsor. Okay? If you're going to get into a business, find somebody from the business perspective that knows what they're doing, that can help you. By the way, we have, let me put in the chat window, we have just opened up our spring retreat. So go to www.maxsteingart.com/retreat combo. You could register for the April retreat that's going to take place at the end of the month. Plus, you'll get a seat in boot camp. Now, the benefits of being in the retreat is that you get access to boot camp. Plus, you get our 90-day game plan, and you get all of this for $279. There's also a 2-payment option. Okay? So, and for those of you that have participated in previous retreats, we really got something exciting for you, because this was the retreat we just finished. You're going to have our 90-day game plan. It's a virtual. You have the social network and chatting strategies. Here we have as a bonus the strategy, the lessons of $16 million earners that share their inner circle lessons and experiences. I just got a phone call from somebody yesterday who loved listening to Brent Bryson. Told her she got something in here that was mind changing for her. These people are legends in their companies, and these questions and answers that you're going to get, the things that they're going to share, are going to be life changing for a lot of folks. And so, that being said, let me look and see. So, Shawnee, Jeff Jones said that network marketing does not interest him. Should you try to talk more with him or let him go? Let him go. All right, now I will be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we will have another demonstration of how this process works. Let me look in the chat. Okay, so it looks like Sita got somebody too. Now, all of you head down the same road. All of you are tuned in to something that gives you unlimited free leads. Okay? You all head down the same road, folks. You all have unlimited access to people. You can identify the people in advance that you want to talk to. There's nothing, absolutely nothing to slow you down. Let me see. I still have a couple of minutes. I'm trying to keep this the time here. Okay, so let's pop over here and let's look at Eric. Come over here to the message area, and so this is what I say. This is what I would say to Michael. Those are all great companies, and many people have been successful with them. But I'm curious, what are the other lesser companies that you worked with? And this is for Veronica. A lot has changed in the past 10 years since you were involved with Amway, and besides, residual income is what attracts people to the network marketing industry. Yours is what, unfortunately, people that want to build a business was harder than it is now. Okay, so this is for Veronica. So she did network marketing 10 years ago. Okay. So she says not much, but trying to break into it. Okay, so 10 years ago. So you're absolutely right. Let's take a look at what you would say. Okay. Veronica, a lot has changed in the past 10 years since you were involved with Amway. Now, I'm not so sure you need this residual income in here. Well, let's see. Forget about and besides. Residual income is what attracts people to the network marketing industry today, just like it did back then. But building a business today is easier thanks to social networks like LinkedIn and Facebook. Now, keep in mind that she said she's interested in something health and wellness. So this might be, now, now with your previous, I wouldn't say anything here about negative training. Because now I would say today, many people today that have a negative attitude about network marketing have it because of a bad experience. Most people that recruit others have no idea how to train the people. Network marketing is for everyone if they receive the proper training. Now, I would say with your previous experience working with people, Amway is not going to help her. With your previous experience working with people, you'd be very successful in any network marketing company under the right conditions. That's not bad. And that's not bad. That'll work. Okay, now. Vivian, yes, there will. Okay, so let me just come back over here. I love success stories, okay? Now, Greg Rooney was a $1 million earner in a company called Nikan 25 years ago. He had hundreds of thousands of distributors in Asia, had tens of thousands of people in Europe. And in 2015, Nikan pulled out of a lot of countries, so he got out of the business. He came back 2 years ago, joined a new company this past year, and started to build a business all over again. He's been a student of mine for a long time. So he sent me this. Max, since I've been using your training, here's what happened just this week. I started a new team member, and on their first day, they enrolled their first person and had several more lined up, all with no experience in network marketing before. He went on to say, in addition to this, on the next day, I started another team member, equipped her on how to connect and communicate with their connections. She's now beginning to reach out to other contacts, 900, that previously she was not confident enough to do. All these contacts are already pre-qualified and interested in what we're offering. This can go nowhere but up. Been in the industry for over 25 years. Haven't seen anything like this. It's going to be a great year for him. He's going all the way to the top of his company. And notice, he could literally do one a day. And Katie Goodhart, using the project launch strip, reached out to 8 people, set up 8 appointments. 8 appointments. And out of those 8 appointments, 6 out of the 7 people she was able to talk to signed up in her business. Folks, you're all head down the same road. You all have the same easy, wonderful access to people. It's all about conversation. It's all about talking to the right people. There is no faster, easier way to make sales on LinkedIn, or for that matter, any other social network. If there was, I'd be teaching it. You're all headed down the same road.